I'm not a scientist. I'm not an expert in footballs. I'm not an expert in football measurements.
I don't want anyone rubbing them, putting in the air in them, taking the air out. To me, those balls are perfect, and that's what I expect when I show up.
I can't hold on to football. It's so goddamn hard about holding on to it.
Introducing Mike Cash Collins and Scott Stagg Simpson as the Fantasy Millionaires.
It's June. June! Let the countdown for football officially begin. I'm Mike Cash Collins. That is Scott Stagg Simpson. We are the Fantasy Millionaires coming at you live this first Monday in June. Stacks Master, what's good with you?
You know, we are less than 100 days away from football. Less than 100 days. It's under the threshold of 100. Like $100, that's easy. You know what I mean? Like, 100 days is nothing. We can get there in a blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? I'm so excited. NFL is back, baby. It's official. We're talking about our draft kit already, you and I, what we're going to do, how we're going to build, how we're going to grow from last year to this year. It's a year later from when the Fantasy Millionaires kicked off. So, man, it's an excellent time to be alive. Also, I haven't slept, and I'm riding high on puppy love and my deck getting finished. And so I could say things tonight and not even know. You got to keep me in check. You got to keep me in tow. I've been getting dogged and decked. That's how it's been going for me.
Okay. Yeah, we got the new dog. That's a new addition to the Simpson family household. Winter, I believe, is the golden retriever's name, correct?
Yeah, we have Winter, Sherry Simpson, and Sherry means like your mate, your friend, your amigo. So I'm cool with little Winter. I'm looking for a picture here, but my brain, it's not working as good as it used to after doing all that stuff with the deck and the dog. I've been up all night. I've been going to bed at around 10:30, 11, and then waking up at 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 5:30. And, I go to bed 5:30. I wake up at 8 in the morning, and then I got to start working on my deck all day. And then I got to do a dog. It's just, it's never ending.
Yep. Decks, dogs, and dads, dude. A lot of that going on in your life.
Yeah. And, it's okay though. Cause today I got to do a fantasy football draft, a mock draft on some of my boys, John, Luke, and Simon. They weren't able to do their own podcast. So I jumped on and did some front yard fantasy mock drafting, which was cool. And
you did what? You're jumped on there.
Okay. We're spinning there.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm trying to find a picture of. Yeah, did we spin?
No, we're good. Back? I mean, you're frozen, but I can talk us through this. So you jumped on the podcast. Yeah, you're unfrozen. Yes. So you jumped on the podcast. Invited me to do it. Thank you, by the way. That was during a lawn mowing moment, so I couldn't share the mic with you. But yeah, that's cool. We did a little mock pod.
We did a mock. It was a lot of fun, and I am excited. We're going to talk today a little bit about later in the show about Julio Jones. I mean that impacted the draft, of course. As soon as you that news in the mix, things are happening. It's not the same, which I like. You know what I mean? I want to see the new. Everything happens in fantasy, and then there's an immediate reaction to it. And so I love just kind of seeing what the overreaction, the underreaction is. I got Julio Jones in a best ball draft today. And so I thought that was pretty cool. Here's what I do.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see where, I have not. So we are definitely going to get into Julio later in the show. And I'm excited to hear how this is updating where Julio and Ryan Tannehill are getting drafted. So that's coming. That's a
big
cute little
time.
guy.
Yeah, this is
Look at
winter.
this
I have
kid,
winter
bro.
on for friends who are watching. We were just playing with a little yarn or a little string earlier today, and yeah, she is a lot of fun. She loves to play. She already is running the show. She's up there barking and screaming when she doesn't get what she wants, and that's how it goes. And I understand. And I'm there on the couch tonight. My wife is taking a bullet for the team, and she is going to be on the couch. And I'm really proud of my wife. Like, I love my wife. And of course, everyone loves their wives. Wives are amazing. But my wife didn't grow up with any animals. She never did this. She never had a dog. And so she's just jumping full steam in, doing amazing stuff, just loving this dog so much. And it's so cool to see when your wife falls in love with a pet for the first time. When I raised golden retrievers growing up with my mom and dad. They bred. We got a male, and then we got a couple females, and they had puppies. It's just the funnest thing ever. I know that you had dogs growing up. You had boxers growing up, right? A whole set of them.
Yeah, we bred one litter one time, so that was cool.
Very
yeah,
cool.
man. As Rex Chapman always says on the Twitters, dogs, bro, dogs.
Dogs. Yeah, dogs. Well,
yeah.
I wanted to be. I wanted to be a dogs guy, but unfortunately, my wife had been kind of kiboshing the dogs thing. 16 months later, we found a dog. Really excited for London and for winter. And, your boy, honestly, I stayed off Twitter today, and I was just loving on a dog. It was pretty cool. I liked it. It was good for my soul to be able to care for and to train a little friend there to do the things that we need to do. I'm all positive. No negative, no no's, all really encouraging and just letting the doggy know, letting her know when she's doing well. So, she can do well continuously. You want to keep her pumped up and encourage her. We're just having so much fun together.
No, that's awesome. I've got an important question for you since we're 100 days out here. What is Stacks doing for the beard this year, this fantasy football season? Are you coming back? Are we doing a sequel?
Yeah. So here's the deal. Don't tell my wife. Thankfully, she does not listen to my podcast.
Give me some beard talk, bro. I'm blowing you out right now. I got the I'm Unabomber level right now. Look at this thing.
You're batting down the hatches. Hide your kids, hide your wife kind of level.
This thing's coming to Austin with us. I'm bringing this guy to Austin.
Dude, I cannot wait for Austin, by the way. Shout out Salvetri. We're going to have to grab a beer or whatever, hang out down there. We're going down not next week, right? But the next week after that. So next week. It is next week. It's next Thursday. So we are.
Yeah, next Thursday.
Next Thursday. Oh, shit. It's yeah, we're going to go down to Austin, hang out. Our last friend who is 40 years old is finally getting married. I got married at 26. Mike, would you get married at like 28, something like that?
28. Yeah.
How old were you when you got married? 29? Yeah.
28.
Yeah. So, but late in the game, our boy Molson Olson, shout out. He's getting married, and we're going to go do a bachelor trip to the city of Austin. So I'm really excited to go mess it up down there and hang out. And that's my roommate right there. So we're going to have some fun. We'll have some stories. We come back.
You better book the hotel.
In 2 weeks, or I guess not next Monday.
Yeah, we haven't booked the hotel.
I already did. It's already,
you did? Oh,
I did. It's not booked, but it's reserved. It's reserved.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, we didn't pay any money, but I put a reservation on it. Yeah. So we're gonna be doing that.
Nice.
And yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun. If you're in Austin, if you live there, if you've ever been there, if you like Austin, if you've ever traveled there, if you've been to South by Southwest, tell us. Send us things. Send me stuff. Let us all know. Like, I know Mike's been there before, but we just love to hear ideas. Yeah, there. Come hang out. We're just ready to kick it. We're vaccinated. We're vaxxers. We believe in it. Living that vax life. Free of worry right now. For me, at least, I'm not even worried about it. If you're vaccinated, so
yeah.
I'm not trying to get.
So you are going to do a beard sequel.
Ryan
long and short of it here.
Watch out. Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick, watch out. Here's the key to it. This is what I'm doing this year that's a little bit different. One, I've been trimming the neck beard obsessively so that it all kind of looks like one guy, not out of control. I've also been trimming the wanderers on the sides and the edge. Get rid of those guys. We don't want them at all. Right? They're gone. So that's something important for me. And then thirdly, mustache, nice and trimmed so it's not bothering the wife. And then I'm trimming out the grays, just little gray snips. So I want to keep it kind of, Ryan Fitzpatrick-y, not wild man Scott. Scott last year, people said it was Ryan Fitzpatrick. It was wilderness Scott. Like by the end, it was just like going in all directions and stuff. And I liked it. It was an homage to my freedom, to my manhood, my lion nature. But this time I'd like it to be a little more crafted and presentable. So therefore not to anger my wife who, it's Monday. And so, happy Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, that beard last year was you had a wizard beard. Was you were headed towards like Gandalf Town with that.
Oh yeah,
and it was strong. It was every beard loving man was so proud of what you did. And I was a JV version. Yeah, I don't think I'm starting now. This is going to Austin, and then I'm taking him back down, and then when the season, I'm not trimming it back. I can't go in just this far ahead of you already in the season. Like I can't start here.
I think you should be me. I think you should be me from last year. I went in way ahead of everybody last year. You're looking just
it's coming in now.
It's sexual. You know what I mean? It really is.
It's a push. I can bring this thing out, do fun things now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
trying to decide how I should I style it when I go to, should I go to a beard barber? Yeah, you think?
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Have them.
Oh yeah, I think you should definitely do that.
Sexify it up a little bit.
Yeah, man. Like I've got mine just kind of going down to not the King Tut thing, but the square in. You should do like leveled layers and like, I don't know, just make it all for the people, for the boys, for all the guys, guys who got the trip going, like 15 guys, 27,000 guys, it's a total guys trip.
A lot of toxic masculinity on this trip going to happen. A lot of it.
Here's the best part is that we are the woke folk in the trip. And we're rooming together. We're going to be sober during the trip. Everybody else is going to be wild. It's going to be a wild trip. There will be nights where people disappear and they come back and they're just like, hey, man, hey, what's going on, man? How's it going? We'll be like, great. I slept in my bed. I went and got the continental breakfast. They're like, yeah, I got breakfast too. I got a little breakfast too. So it's not us. We're not going to do that. We're not going to go wild. We're not going to end up outside of a strip club with pieces of sheet metal on top of us. Nothing like that for your boys. We keep it clean. 100% married
Hopefully
men.
Not.
Yeah. Dude, listen, unless you roofie my water, which is going to be in this MFer, like try to roofie my water at the Austin. You know what I mean? That's the only way you're getting me is if you roofie my water. And, I'll be with you, brother. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure these knuckleheads don't get thrown in Austin prison. We got to make sure our boys stay free and alive here in the US of A. So it's going to be fun. I can't wait.
So we are going to get into some Julio stuff, but there's, some other sports stuff that needs to be discussed. We want to talk a little bit of Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather. But before that, how about King James getting eliminated in the first round?
No way. He's gonna. Here's what I heard. He's gonna just take a break for now, and then he's gonna come back in a little bit, and he's gonna be fine. He's gonna get another super team together. They're gonna come in after the next round. The super team's gonna come into the finals and do like a. Okay, fine. No, this is the thing. I want to say LeBron James. This is how it's always been. Because I'm 42. You're in your 40s, about to be 42 this year. Michael Jordan was the best, right? Magic Johnson was great. Larry Bird was good. There's a bunch of people who were good, and then Michael Jordan was just the best. He was incredible for our era. He never lost after a certain point in these games. He was just so clutch. The 3-pointer game where he was just hitting 3-pointer after 3-pointer and shrugging his shoulder. Those kinds of things are epic in our memories, entrenched there forever. You couldn't stop him. He was on fire in those finals. So with that being said, he never, maybe he bumped and fell down or something, but he would never cry and be what LeBron is being right now. And so it's like LeBron was getting lots of love. And then this last series happened. And then all the haters came out on LeBron. And they were just like, see, he's a big flop and crybaby. And then, where do you stand on this issue with LeBron?
So we're a fantasy football sports show. This is June, so we fill the time with what else is happening? Whether it's aliens, could be aliens, we don't know. But LeBron James losing in the first round, I haven't watched any NBA basketball. I haven't watched a single game all year. I actually watched a whole game. There was a game 7, Clippers versus Mavericks. It was a great game. And I watched the second half of the game 6, LeBron losing. And I am looking forward to watching NBA basketball now. I'm back. Yeah, I always. This is how I usually do it with basketball. I usually start tuning in now. I do like watching playoff basketball. I love good storylines. If there's two great, like right now I'm rooting for the Clippers to face the Nets. That's the intriguing, dramatic matchup that I would like to see. The Nets just have a super team. It's ridiculous. But LeBron James losing in the first round was an experience. It was something, as a sports fan, as somebody who has a weird kind of love-hate relationship. I don't hate LeBron. I'm not a hater, but I have to say it was kind of weird watching it because I was rooting for him to lose. I'm not gonna lie. I can't.
Really?
I wanted to see him lose, and then after he lost, I was sad. That was my take on it. But it was interesting watching that game. I think LeBron, based on that last game, it was the first time I'd ever seen him in these kind of moments look not like he was the best player on the floor. It could have just been a bad game. He's going to be 1 year older next year, so we'll see how Father Time continues to play into this latter stage of his career. But
I mean, he's only 36. He's been playing for 25 years, though. So I mean, he's an old.
And that's the thing is 36 is, I think, in basketball, where a super athlete like LeBron, it's just going to start to catch up because it's not. You can't be Tom Brady in basketball.
You got to run the whole game. You got to be, right. You got to be in shape. The lungs just can't handle it all. I get it. Listen, he's in great shape too. I mean, it's not like he's not in good shape. But yeah, he ain't. Yeah. Well,
but I know you're not as much of a basketball guys. Neither one of us are basketball guys, but I was interested in your take. So I've never asked you this before. I mean, you're following LeBron.
Yes.
It is LeBron. Who's your GOAT? Is Jordan your GOAT?
Yeah, Jordan's the GOAT. I think if he doesn't step away for those 2 years after his father was killed, I think that he has 2 more championships, and we're not even worrying about it because he would have never lost a championship. He never did, but he would have been 7-0. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. It's just it's different now. I know people are like, well, LeBron's got this many and he's been in this many. Jordan was just a different person. Like, he was not going to lose, and LeBron has lost so many that I don't feel that same era or aura of him being invincible. Jordan was just, during that time, it was no one's going to stop Jordan, and people stopped LeBron, and LeBron stopped himself, and so he's not the best. He's not the best ever. I watched the best ever, and I saw what he did, and it was just electrifying to be a sports fan during his window. So.
It's so interesting. You can determine whether you were born in 1980 or forward or in the 70s like we were by this question. Because if you answer Jordan, you were, and there's younger people that do, but the LeBron GOAT argument is going to usually be had with somebody. They could be 38. It's just they just are not quite old enough where they saw Jordan hit that shot, over the Cavs, to win the game. I was watching that shot. It was like the most intense thing you ever saw in your life.
Yeah. They called timeout right before the shot. You knew he was going to try to. He had lost to the Cavs the year before, and they had eliminated him. And for him to be, that's why he was just there hitting his chest so much, is that he had exercised a whole year's worth of a demon, and you as a fan had that demon on your back too. You were just like, oh, that little timeout beforehand. I love the NBA. There's a million timeouts. So it was like, I know that timeout, and they called that timeout. He gets to the top of the key or the free throw line right there, and he makes history. For him, it was just a catalyst. It was great.
He's getting double, triple teamed on the shot. And everyone's like, Jordan used to play with garbage men, but then then the argument is always, and Pippen is a top 50 player, so is Pippen a garbage man? The arguments always irk me out a little bit. But Craig Elo was playing phenomenal defense, and he still hits that shot. And there's just so many moments like that where if you were around and you saw it, it's just been imprinted on your mind, the greatness of Michael Jordan. But I will say this. I am surprised at how much LeBron James is been etching away at something that I thought would never be able to be etched away, which is Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. He's the greatest player of any sport of all time. That's my personal opinion. I will say that what LeBron James has been doing, to me, why he's been kind of inching towards that GOAT mark, is that lack of killer instinct that he had. It seems like he was able to exercise that demon at some point in the last 8 or 10 years. It kind of, to me, once he went back to Cleveland and won a championship, something to me clicked where he still if he wins 2 more championships and ties Jordan, okay, and then he's most points, the way his trajectory is going, he might end up being like 3rd all time in assists, and somewhere in the top 10 in rebounds. I'll put it this way. It doesn't bother me anymore when people make the LeBron James is the GOAT argument. It's like, you're welcome to that opinion.
Yeah. Listen, nothing bothers me in sports, like, except for fans that are so ravenous, like, I don't know, like, let's say that you are, not, I'm not about them, but say Giants fans or something, you know what I mean? And you're just so myopic, or Washington football team fans, or Dallas fans, or Eagles fans, whoever it is, and you can only see your perspective. I don't like that. That's the kind of thing I don't like about the tribalism in sports. I like the competitiveness, and I like the way the sports brings out the best in people, and but I don't like that aspect of it. But speaking of bringing out the best, let's transition real quick. What did you make of the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight? And I'm going to bring up a few of the key interchanges. We'll check them out here as a boxing punditry. We'll put ourselves in the position of kind of commentators here. What do we see? And let's start here.
All right.
I got a long clip here. This is the longest clip of the fight. Let's see this fight.
Let's first preface this by telling everyone who's listening that I don't know if you even tried to pirate it. Neither one of us was able to successfully watch this.
I did not try to watch the fight. I did not.
So we are going to give you analysis that has no basis in any actual viewing of the event. We're going strictly off what the buzz has been and what we have been able to find via Twitter and Instagram. So,
Right. So
that's as much as we're going to be able to give you.
Yeah, let's watch an exchange. I think it's in slow motion. So there's that. Which is it's important. I think I'm right on it. Yeah, here we go. Nice jab.
Okay.
Yeah,
got him on the nice.
Ooh, over the top right hand by Logan.
And that's a mistake because guess what? He upset Mr. Mayweather, and this is what happened later in the round.
Exactly. Bing! He makes it.
You know what it is. You do this.
Bing.
Every action has an opposite and equal reaction, and that's what he learns.
Hey, I've
Did he learn that?
before. Make him miss, make him pay. Well,
Hey.
Listen, I've been studying.
All right.
That's why I show time for money.
He's been studying. I don't know about that. All right. So,
all right. Go show the clip. So this is what I understand happened. Can you show the clip where go down a little bit?
This one?
That one, yes. Can you show that one? Okay.
Trying to unload now, throwing punches from
This
90
was,
different angles.
as I understand it, in the first round, in like the first 20 or 30 seconds. I could be wrong. I don't remember. But Logan ran out and just went crazy.
Yeah.
And he's throwing big shots. They're joning on him here by showing Kermit the Frog just flailing his arm.
Yeah, total foil job.
But it doesn't look like that to me. It looks like he's actually just beating the crap out of him. It's just Floyd knows how to deal with that kind of stuff, and he can position his gloves and his head and his body so that he can absorb those shots.
He got some good shots in on him, though. He really did. I don't know why he stood in the pocket for so long. I understood that you're going to be using your brute force at the beginning of this fight, but I think Mayweather survived it pretty well. And he gets out of it, he gets away from it, and there's a lot of I don't know. The flailing arms kind of is funny. There's no one punches like this, just like to the side. They're hard punches, but they're not really what you're not knocking people out with those punches. They're kind of angry schoolyard punches.
No, it looks like you're trying to beat up Jake Paul. That's what it looks like you're trying to do. It looks like he's flashing back to being 12 years old, and he doesn't know how to throw a punch, and he's hitting him in his ears, and he's hitting him with the side of his fists.
Right.
But that's exactly what I would do if I was fighting Floyd Mayweather. First of all, I would never fight Floyd Mayweather. And second of all, if I had to, for some reason, do that, that's exactly what I would do. I would run over there and I would punch like a 12-year-old as many times as I could, as fast as I could. And hopefully he falls down. Okay.
Yeah.
So here is a very intriguing scene. Okay.
Later in the fight, we're previewing a different scene. It's our third and final from the fight. Later in the round, you can see Jake Paul is flabbergasted. He's all sweaty. Yeah, sorry to call him Jake Paul. Logan Paul flabbergasted, sweaty, hair akimbo, and then our boy Floyd Mayweather comes in and he's got a couple of dips and doozies, blocks the shot, and then gives him a nice little right hand. What did you see about this that intrigued you?
So this is a conspiracy theory. If you watch this, and it sucks the way it's showing you, the way it's streaming right now, and it also sucks because this is the only clip I could find, but the conspiracy is, and it does look like this if you see it in the right motion, he actually knocks him out right here.
Oh, and he props
holds him. Yeah,
you see that. Yeah.
And if you see his eyes there, this is what bothers me, is because I didn't watch the fight and I couldn't see where
to keep this thing going, the better, the more the spectacle. You don't want to end it. He wants to, toy with it maybe.
Well, so I saw a stat, right, that Floyd Mayweather in this fight made more money in 10 minutes than Michael Jordan made in the last 15 years of his career.
Oh, that sounds pretty right. Yeah, of course. Why not?
Which is insane. But I am open to the idea that Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul want to run it back, and maybe that's why he didn't knock him out. I don't think that's what happened. Again, I didn't see the fight. I didn't see what this exchange was, but there's a bunch of people who believe he literally knocks him out right here and holds him up. And that clip, if you see it in good motion, you see him crack him once, and then he cracks him on the other side of his head, and you see Logan Paul going down. And I wouldn't think that he actually knocks him out, except there's this one part where his eyes, like his head, like it doesn't. There's no reason why they're moving the way that they're moving, and that's what bothers me. Is
he might not be out. Yeah.
But Floyd Mayweather, it does seem to be holding him up from falling over. So I don't know. I don't think that that's what happened. I think that there's nothing behind the scenes, and all the people who actually saw it saw what they actually saw, which was a shocking display of athleticism by a YouTube star, and kind of
huge payday,
kind of taints Floyd Mayweather's legacy a little bit, just a smidge.
I don't know what's his legacy got to do with Logan Paul. I mean, it's just an exhibition. You know, he can always just say like it's an exhibition. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? He's a bigger man. I'm like 1,000 years old. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? And I got paid. You know, I don't know. I'm not trying to like make excuses for him, but he's also, how much does he weigh? How much is Floyd Mayweather? Where did he box at?
Well, here's the other reason why it had to be an exhibition. There's no way Logan Paul's not all roided up for that fight. I mean, why wouldn't he be? If you're gonna fight Floyd Mayweather again, if I'm gonna fight Floyd Mayweather, I'm gonna take Mark McGuire steroids in my butt. I'm gonna get you, Stacks, to come over Jose Canseco style and shoot me in my butt.
Oh man, not again. Not again. Well, you know,
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm gonna have to face one of the world's best boxers, I think I want to have a little extra bit of horse testosterone running through my veins, whatever it is. It's in the high tea. I want as many mini Denny Carters as I can get, just scrunched into a syringe and just
high tea. I want Waranol or whatever it's called. I don't know, Diabol, whatever that stuff is.
Whatever it is, you want it. Yeah,
the stuff that makes your balls shrink up real good. I'm gonna do that for a few weeks. I don't want to do it long term. I don't want them to stay that way, but I am going to, get the ball shrinking juice if I'm going against Floyd. Pretty sure Logan Paul did too, and it's an exhibition, so I don't know what the rules are, but I don't believe there's testing.
No, I don't think so. But I'm glad this happened. I think the bigger picture is the money that was made from this, and then also, I don't think it taints the legacy, but I think it shows a new landscape for how things are going to be done now. Entertainment and sports are kind of just so tied together that they're not. I mean, we know that we go to watch a game and there's money involved and stuff, but this is just, there's so much money to be made from people being interested in these people because so many people are interested in these people. And so I think that is what's so interesting about it.
How about this thing tilts the UFC on its axis?
Yeah.
I saw Francis Ngannou tweet out like, what are we doing? These guys just made $100 million. What are we doing?
Right. Why aren't they all just free? You know what I mean? Why do they have to have the UFC behind them? Why can't they just be private contractors? Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. All I know is that Ben Askren made more money fighting Jake Paul than he ever made in UFC.
Right.
So
laughing all the way out.
I think that all of this has somebody like Dana White just shaking in his boots, because that guy is he's like half a billionaire. And the reason why he's half a billionaire is because only 10 people get paid and they're still only getting paid. I don't even know what the purse is for these super cards. I mean, I think if it's Conor McGregor, he's going to get millions, but I think there's a ton of cards where top stars are maybe getting less than $1 million. And then you go and you see something like this where these guys raked in, you know, what these guys are hoping to make over a course of a career, you know? So to me, the Paul brothers are just continuing to defeat the simulation. I mean, they are taking over the world. It's insane.
Yeah, no, they are. And I can't wait to kind of see what happens, particularly next with the fighting. I hope they fight each other. I hope they get enough traction one day to fight each other. The Paul brothers battle, the brawl of the brothers, whatever it is, would be really great. Let's transition now, because there's something that we talked about here on the FF Millionaires. It's really come to fruition. We talked about the trade of Julio Jones, and I believe we played the clip of Shannon Sharpe talking to Julio Jones. You surmised that it was not a fake call. He did not know. You said, you said maybe he could have. You weren't sure completely. Julio Jones has come out, according to Albert Breer, and said he had no clue he was on TV when he made the comments that led to his trade request becoming public. That makes sense. That makes sense. Julio Jones now officially a Tennessee Titan. It worked. We watched AJ Brown pitch. Part of our 3 tweets last week was AJ Brown's sales job to the Titans to bring Julio in. You know, he was just selling up the whole team. It worked. They've got him. He tweeted out, "Who do you want next? I've got their ear." What do you think of Julio going to the Tennessee Titans?
Honestly, I'm sad he didn't go to the Green Bay Packers, and Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be throwing him the ball. But I think I saw somebody tweet, like, what's a better wide receiver duo now in the NFL? And I agree. And I would have said, well, better wide receiver duo, maybe it is Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones. Like, Julio Jones is a monster. He's 32, but so what? He's 6'3", he's 220. And when he played last year, that dude can get wide the hell open. And Ryan Tannehill is an insanely efficient, accurate passer. So who's not excited for this juggernaut offense that the Tennessee Titans now have? I mean, this is great. They went out and got Josh Reynolds to fill the Corey Davis gap. Yeah. Okay. Well, now they have Julio Jones to fill the Corey Davis gap. And Corey Davis balled out last year. Now they have Julio Jones. Right. I mean, this is any team that got him was immediately going to be that much more dangerous. Julio dangerous. And yeah. And they're on a playoff team that I'm big on. They're gonna be one of my top favorite teams to watch next year for sure. Because I freaking love AJ Brown. Yeah. I love Derrick Henry. I mean, honestly, those are Julio Jones has been one of my 3 favorite players. Like top 5, top 10 players play on the same team. It is so cool.
Right. You got AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, and Julio Jones. Those are in my top 10 of favorite players. Those might be in my top 5. You throw Devontae Adams in there. I'm trying to think of who else I really
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is in your top 5. Yeah,
I mean,
he's in your top 5.
I love, and here's the thing: last year I came out as a huge Calvin Ridley truther, and I just thought it was going to be his year to ascend to the number 1 wide receiver spot in Atlanta. He did, and you know what? But that doesn't mean I don't love Julio. I actually love Julio as a player more, just because of all the years of loving Julio. I've had Julio when he scored 350 points. I love Julio Jones. That guy is a baller, and I projected him now to have 8 touchdowns this year instead of 5, 6, 3, 2, like he normally does. I'm going to give him those touchdowns this year. I think he does get it done, because now you have Derrick Henry, who is going to be who are you going to stop? Are you going to put single coverage on these guys, or are you going to put another guy in the box to stop Derrick Henry? How are you going to do the goal line? How are you going to put first and goal on the 4? Julio Jones, AJ Brown, and then Derrick Henry. Pick your poison. One of them is going to be, and then you got Fersker scatting out as the tight end, as a move tight end. You got him going into the flat. They do have opportunities here to just be a juggernaut. And Ryan Tannehill can score. He can run. He can allow Daniel to use it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this offense is going to be fun to watch, and their defense is not that great. So this team could be a fantasy league winner if you get your cards right. I'm excited because I checked my Best Ball Mania 2 over there at Underdog Fantasy. If you haven't subscribed, please go subscribe to listen, Underdog Fantasy, if you can legally do it in the state where you're at, is one of the best things to do just to get ready for the NFL season, just to get your knowledge of players. You get to see where the values are. You see where the markets are. There's tournaments they have every day for kind of DFS style NBA stuff. Pick 'em. I love it. And I have, out of my 5 Best Ball Mania 2 $1 million shots, 4 out of 5 have Ryan Tannehill as my quarterback too. So I drafted him before all this happened. One of them has Julio, AJ Brown, and Tannehill as a triple stack. Who knows what's going to happen? But I'm excited, because if they do go off in those weeks during the championship round, I might have a chance with those 3, if they stay healthy, to get the job done. So I think it's going to be great. I cannot wait. I know people will overvalue now, and those were some of my sleepers, particularly Ryan Tannehill. I've been gobbling him up everywhere this year. Now I'm not going to be able to do it, so I'm a little disappointed with that.
You did your first best ball draft today on your podcast, and so you have had a chance to see updated rankings.
No, the one I did today was not a best ball. That's unfortunate. It was a super flex. So I got Ryan Tannehill in the 5th round of a super flex as the 11th quarterback taken off the board. I drafted him today myself. So I'm comfortable taking him in the top 10 for sure this year. Now, I mean, I think it's I have to readjust all my ranks and get. But
so he went from rounds like 8 to 10. Yeah,
no, this is super flex. You're getting 2 quarterbacks. So I could actually go and check and see. I was just in an underdog draft, and let me check and see the data to see where he was. I think he went. Let me see here. I think that he is definitely going to be shooting up. I want to see his ADP related to just the trend of the last month or so. Okay, so let's go to the full board, and I can look and see where he went. He went in the 9th round. He was the first pick of the 9th round. 9.1 is where he went in this draft. So he went after Aaron Rodgers.
Now, this is pre-Julio?
No, this is right now. This is after Julio. So
okay.
You
still went in the 9th round.
Yeah, last draft I just was in. This was a bunch of heads. AJ Brown got pushed down to the 210, and then Julio Jones was taken by your boy at the 4-6, and then our boy Ryan Tannehill at the 9-1. But he was taken after Aaron Rodgers, and then Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow. So in that range. So he is definitely at a tier above where he used to be. He used to be kind of there, but not always, right away. You might get other guys. You might get Trevor Lawrence instead of him. You might get Matthew Stafford. You might get Matt Ryan. Now he was going before all those guys. So,
man, I am adjust the ranks, bro. I if he's going 9, I hope he's going 9, because I will gladly take him in the 8th in whatever redraft I'm in. So yeah. What did he finish last year as a QB in the BFFs? I mean, I think he was maybe 6 or 7. I mean, he had so many monster games. I know on one of the teams that I actually made it to the championship in, one of the leagues that I made the champion, I had him. He was just putting up monster numbers every week.
Yeah, he was the 9th ranked quarterback in that's in DraftKings. Let me see.
We have a little bit. We do a little bit second.
Yeah, 7th. And so, I mean,
7th, right? Yeah.
I mean, that's sexy. That's real. And that was before Julio.
With AJ Brown and Corey Davis. And AJ Brown is now entering his 3rd year. He's just going to get better.
Been death for him in the BFS, you son of a gun.
I mean, the upgrade, it's just you can't even put it into words. Corey Davis versus Julio Jones. So he's still going in the 9th. That's weird.
Well, it was the one draft I was in today. We'll let the market decide in a couple weeks what it's going to shake out to be. It's just day one. So, but I took Aaron Rodgers instead of him because I still think Aaron Rodgers is a bigger lotto ticket for $5. So yeah, I have balls.
Yeah, sure. I mean, hopefully he plays. I mean,
if he doesn't, that's a problem. I'm not going to lie about that. I need him to be on the
bit of a problem. Yeah, you rolled them dice.
That's him and Deshaun Watson. Then just push me into a shallow grave. Right, I'm living on the streets. I'm going to wake up with a piece of sheet metal on me. So,
yeah, no, I love getting the Deshaun Watson and the best ball in round 17 or 18. I'm always doing that in case he does lace him up this year. But
well, I love the fact that that Julio is in Tennessee. I am disappointed. I tweeted out the Michael Jordan F them kids meme, where he just his face is his F them kids. I did one and I said, F Brian Gutekunst, so I'm not a fan of what the Packers front office are doing with Aaron Rodgers. It is mind blowing. You get one Aaron Rodgers in a lifetime, and the mismanagement here is bothering me.
Look, stay with the Julio thing. So we're updating our ranks. We've got AJ Brown in the 2 range. He's not going to move that much. He's still in the 2 range. Seems like Julio's still in the 4th round range, which I'll scoop him if he's around then. Ryan Tannehill, 8, 9, 10. What about the Titans? How to adjust your power rankings? Where are you looking at the AFC playoff picture now that they have Julio? Here's the thing too. I'm not following that closely, just paying attention to the news, and the Titans lost a right tackle, I believe, and there was just talk that the offensive line would be. Well, no, he's still so prepping for the show. He got injured last year. Okay.
Yeah,
he's going to be back.
That's what it was.
He's their blindside best offensive lineman. They didn't even have him last year, right? He went down.
Yeah.
They gave up a right tackle who's a great right tackle. But then they drafted a right tackle in the 2nd round. I don't think they're going to have any offensive line problems. I don't know how that got inserted into the milieu of the Tennessee Titans. Someone will have to educate me on it, but they're getting back their star left tackle, the most important position on the team. They drafted a stud in the 2nd round, and they had a good season last year with the players that they have. What's wrong with that team? I mean, what are they missing? They look like they're going to be their defense.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing: is if their offense has those weapons, sometimes the offense does beat the other team. And it happened last year. They did. They almost made the playoffs, I believe. They faltered at the end of the year. They were crushing it. And
their
defense,
defense,
they were
their
going.
cornerbacks. I think, yeah, if I remember, their cornerbacks were a little bit weak. But yeah, I mean, okay, so they're not. They don't have.
By the way, yeah, that's crazy.
What's
Ryan
that?
Tannehill's. This is from Fantasy Football Calculator, which is today's data. Ryan Tannehill is in the 9th round, which is just absurd. End of the 9th round. I'd rather have him than Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Tom Brady. Even I would say. I'm going to draft Justin Herbert. I think above him, but maybe not Russell Wilson. I don't know. Russell Wilson, he could. His defense could be so crappy as well that he just might have to air it out this year, even though they always want to run the football, which scares the bejesus out of me as a fan. But Ryan Tannehill, you can get Russell Wilson in round 6 or Ryan Tannehill in round 9. I'm going Tannehill, man. That's just that value. It screams, get me, save me, hold on to me. So I'm a fan of that for sure.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the AFC, and you're right. The defense needs. That's the next thing that they should be focusing on as an organization. But if you have Derrick Henry and you just keep getting first downs, I mean, your defense is going to be fresh. Like the style of football that they play, you can deal with a mediocre defense. I'm not putting their defense as it's just middle of the road. It's just there's nothing horrible. There's nothing bad. I think their cornerbacks are probably one of their weaker pieces.
They didn't get after the quarterback very well. They have not historically gotten after the quarterback. I mean, I don't know, since they had Javon Curse, the freak, who I loved, by the way, back in the olden days. They didn't. Brian Arakpo from the Washington football team in his days there, he was not that great. He was not a first-round draft pick. He just wasn't. And I think that's why Washington moved on from him. And he went down there. He did great in Tennessee comparatively to Washington. He was fine, but he never was, the all-pro that they wanted him to be. He never was that edge rusher that kind of set the edge. So they need to do that. If they don't, the other team's going to be able to throw on them. And I like it. I like it because it increases the fantasy value of all those players, because then you get those shootouts, and so I think it's a big deal. I did want to touch on a few things before we go to 3 tweets. Aaron Rodgers is right now not reporting to camp next week. Not that is the word on the street. Not going to camp. Not going to mini camp. Not going to see him there. And the kind of the writing on the wall, what people are saying, what the talking heads are all kind of speculating is, if he doesn't show up now, he is not showing up later. This is kind of where they thought maybe they could, see if he really was about that life of holding out, and he really is. And so they're testing him now, and I don't think he's going to show up. What do you see kind of happening and how this plays out? Do you think it gets worse before it gets better? Do you think he just freezes him out? What do you think plays out?
If I'm going to pick right now, the whole Aaron Rodgers is a completely stubborn a-hole that once he locks in on a position, his mind can't be changed. I'm not buying that. I think he's playing chicken, and I can see why you drafted him today in a Superflex league. I think they figure it out and he comes back to the Packers. That's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to somehow figure out a way. But it doesn't look like that. That's just what you're asking me what my instinct is here. I think he's playing a giant game of chicken for whatever purpose he's playing. I still don't understand. He wants a contract extension to play till he's 45. I don't get that. I really don't. He's upset that they drafted Jordan Love. And
he's upset.
He wants to torture him. Yeah, he just wants to torture him and play a game of chicken. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Hey, listen, as somebody who watched Hannibal on NBC. Shout out Brian Fuller, one of my favorite directors of any type of shows. Yeah, man, psychological warfare. When you're that smart, when you're that rich, when you're that powerful, when you're that good at something, like sometimes just holding people hostage is the power is a hell of a drug. And I know this because I don't have any of it, and I feel terrible. My dad's in charge of me. My Dackie's in charge of me. My dog is in charge of me. I picked up shit all day today, at least 5 times. But you know what? Thankfully, the bag held, and no shit got on my hands. I hope. I don't know.
Bo says no go for Aaron, huh?
Yeah, he says it's not happening. He does not believe he plays. He thinks he's gonna. Yeah, so Bo does have a little bit of knowledge. He's on the inside track there. Yeah, I think Bo's right. I think the Packers think that they're just gonna not play him, and the fan base isn't gonna burn them down. And you can Brian Gutekunst. That's you're gonna go to the mattresses for him, like that guy who does that. Insert GIF here. Delete, send it to home folder. I mean, that's the guy. So
yeah,
to them, totally poof to them. So, all right, you want to get into some Trace tweets real quick before we wrap up? Trace tweets is coming up the podcast here.
Let's do it.
Trace tweets. All right. I think you're gonna win, so I'll go with mine first because mine isn't that funny. But I was just being a jerk today, and so I'll just say this: there's people on FF Twitter who I love, and one of them is Peter Howard. He's an English gentleman who's a surly bloke. Let's just be honest. We can all say what we need to say sometimes. And this surly bloke, is a very interesting character to say the least. And his picture is now kind of famous. Him putting his poofy hair up and just his beard and his wild eyes. So I took a picture today. I look nothing like Peter. I'm just fat, and I have a beard. I have some poofy hair. And so I said, thanks for noticing my dramatic weight loss, everyone. I gave myself some high five hands. I'm looking at me. And then I said, hashtag FF Fit Club works. And so, I like making fun of FF Fit Club. I've heard that people have gotten some backlash for making fun of FF Fit Club. So in my crawl was just a good FF Fit Club joke. And so I thought this was perfect. It went a little viral. I think it got, I don't know how many likes it got. For me, it was nice. It got 95 likes. So this was fun to bother Peter Howard. And yeah, that was me. What do you have on yours, my good friend?
Okay, I just sent it to you. So this is about the Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul fight. This is 2 kids' impressions of it, and since I didn't see it, I thought it was informative. And this tweet is also in honor of Pride Month.
Oh, okay. So is this in honor of Pride Month from you or from the people who tweeted it?
It's just you'll see.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh,
Sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. And then the kissing at the end.
Hugging and kissing.
Hugging and kissing. I think you win. I'm going to say that you're the winner. You got laughter, hugging, and kissing.
Okay. Tell our boy Bo to stick around because this is a tweet from our boy Bo, and I
love it.
I need to ask him some questions. Okay, says what it's like to be married to my wife. Can't even get to sleep around here. This is at 5:41 in the morning, and apparently this is Bo's house.
Yeah, but his wife sent me this. His wife sent me this before it was out, before it made the rounds on Instagram or anything. And she goes, look what we did to Bo. And it's just so funny.
So this is real. This is actually Bo's house. I didn't know if he was just stole it from somebody else. This happened to Bo. This is a real this is a real moment in our boy Bo's life.
A real moment is like Bo is in bed, and his wife, I believe, is filming, and then his wife's friend, likes to come over and do the drinks. He's in bed sleeping, and then this is them still up partying, bothering him. Is what I've got the clue of going. So he's asleep. He's trying.
All right, 5:41 a.m. This is a moment in our boy Bo McBigtime's life at 5:41 a.m. Okay, hit the play.
There's music going, which is loud, and there's a dinosaur biting Bo's butt, trying to wake him up.
Dressed up as one of those T-Rex dinosaurs, and we just started
filming.
So that
friend is in.
Oh, his wife's friend.
That's
okay. Is T-Rex whacking him, and poor Bo is just trying to sleep his way through this horrible wake-up call.
Yeah, and Bo, sound, we did have the sound up. Bo, the sound was up when they were in there. This isn't sound the humping dinosaurs that humps sleeping Bo. The sound was up when you were there too. Like they didn't add that later. That was them going full bore. And so, Bo, I love this. This is hilarious. Poor Bo. Yeah. Any more comments, Bo?
Did they wake you up, or did you make it back to sleep? Was this? Were you aware that there was a dinosaur person in your room hitting you with their dinosaur head, or did you just sleep through this? That's what I want.
Yeah. So, Bo, what was the verdict? What happened? Inquiring minds need to know what happened. I'm hoping that he did not know it was happening.
It was so
it was I'm gonna guess people were not completely sober during this.
Good
there was,
job, bro.
He
slept through it. He powered through it. That's my man. That's what I would do. I would just keep sleeping and just be like, peace. Just do whatever your weirdos are doing.
Yeah, that reminds me of a time when I was asleep and we were in Arkansas, and you and another one of our friends, Josh, went out, and in Arkansas where they were, it was illegal to buy alcohol Sunday during a certain time. It cut off maybe 3 a.m. or something. You guys went out, bought Coronas from some guy in a van. You got van.
We went to the back of a 7-Eleven.
Got some illegal van beer. And then you drank a bunch of it, came back. I wake up, there is a gun that is being bandied about. It's not loaded, but it's there. And the next thing you know, it's being put against my person. So I woke up with a gun.
Yeah, we stuck a gun up your butt while you were sleeping and took pictures.
Yeah, you guys. A handgun. Yeah, like a James Bond little handgun. There's somewhere out there on the internet is a picture of you guys with a gun in my ass going.
Is that still on Shutterfly or wherever it was?
That weekend was so wild, by the way. I loved it. We just draked the hell out of Arkansas, man. We just drove. We met the president of Nicaragua that weekend and his harem. I mean, it was just a wild affair. We went to a Arkansas football game. We drove across state. We went to a house party. We just did everything, man. It was wild. So much fun. I loved it.
I'm surprised our Shutterfly accounts didn't get suspended for that gun
canceled
picture. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of guns. I couldn't believe that you guys were so gun happy, and you were drunk, and it was so you loved it so much. The gun part, which just made you guys so happy. Know. So that it was fun. And guess what? We're gonna see Josh when we go to Austin in a little bit. So I can't wait to go hang out with Josh and just relive those stories and tell the stories. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. Best of times, really, honestly, best of times for us. So I think that's it. That was a great 3 tweets. I think you crushed it there with that Bo McBigtime. So all hail the king. the Ralph Macho Mike winning 3 tweets again. I do have to say, we've been talking Bo a lot. We do love Bo. Go get his hot sauce. Go to bigtimeflavorcode.com. Buy yourself a bundle. Buy yourself the taco Cezanne. Buy yourself the Hot Box Gourmet hot sauce. Whatever you're going to do. I would also encourage you to go to Viridian Global. I like Viridian Global. I got their money hat here. This is just dope. It's awesome. Get yourself this. I'm talking to Will over Viridian Global. I got to get some Nimble merch going on too. Man, these Dex dogs and dad have just kept me so busy. And wife. I mean, here's the thing. My wife is pushing all these buttons. That's why I'm doing all these things. I would just be fantasizing about fantasy football and doing fantasy football. And by the way, you can check your boy out. I am over at the Sports Gambling Podcast Network or Network Podcast, whatever it is. Sports Gambling Network, I know for sure. And I put out an article about rookie running backs. Please do check me out. I'll make sure I retweet it again. It's all about when you should draft them, when they break out, the historical data of the last 6 years. It's fantasy relevant. So it's 3,500 words. So it's one of those long poop reads, not a short poop read. You know, like you get in there, you're like, I really want to understand this rookie running back class. This is going to be a long one. So maybe 15, 20-minute read because there's data to analyze. You got to analyze the data. That's what pooping's all about, honestly, analyzing data. So, yeah. Where can the people find you, good sir, as we get out of here?
I am the Ralph Macho. You will find me on the Twitters if you type in @the Ralph Macho, and you will, if you hit the notifications, you can get my bi-monthly tweets that I release. I do a newsletter in the form of a tweet.
Yes. Social commentary.
2 to 3 times a month. But if you're funny, you may end up on 3 tweets. Ralph Macho is always scouring. He's always looking for funny content.
And if you're a day laborer who'd like to help me with my deck tomorrow, talk to me in the DMs. I will be available as well. So we're almost done, by the way. The deck is just, it's so close.
Nice.
So close. Yeah, I'm very pleased. And eventually we'll have you guys over and we'll have a little shindig.
Can't wait.
It's going to be great. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for checking us out this week. We'll be back next week as always, and then we'll be a couple days away from Austin, and we'll be really excited. Hopefully, we'll have some news on Aaron Rodgers, and any news for us that pops and drops, we'll let you guys know about. So, thanks for checking us out. We are on. I think I can do this right. I always turn down the play, but I think I can get it this time. We're on.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Peace and love.
Fearless at MMA Long Island and Seituha Karate. Located at 28 Colt Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk-adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value, market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC. Annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor, and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit them online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.